Today I want to talk about charter schools in Idaho. I have done videos before on the best schools in North Idaho. I'm going to link that here. And I've mentioned some high-ranking charter schools locally, but today I want to talk more specifically about what a charter school is and how they contribute to the public education system as a whole. If you have school-age kids, this is an important video, important to know about this resource here in the area. If you're short on time and don't have time to watch this whole video, I did make a handout to go with this video, so use the link down below to check that out and I will get it sent over to you. North Idaho has 3 brick and mortar charter schools and 2 virtual or online charter schools. Where I came from in Southwest Washington, we did not have any charter schools. We had good old public schools, some magnet schools within the public school district, and then private schools, and that was the limit of the options, or homeschooling. In 2017, charter schools in Idaho accounted for educating 7% of the student population, or over 21,000 students, with over 6,000 students on the wait list. The Idaho State Department of Education describes Idaho charter schools as free public schools that are open to all students. A charter school, it gives parents the choice of sending their children to a school that uses innovative methods to provide a quality education. And since they are using public funds, charter schools are free. To clarify, charter schools are not magnet schools. Magnet schools are public schools that offer special instruction in programs such as arts and humanities or science, technology, engineering, and math. And they are operating within a school district and they attract students from throughout that school district. A charter school is not run through a school district. It is completely independent of the school district. Thank you for watching. If you are new to this channel, I am new in North Idaho. My husband and I moved from Washington State to Coeur d'Alene last winter, and I'm using this channel as a place to document what it's like living here in North Idaho. On this channel, I do videos on things from community events, hikes, informational videos like this one, just kind of like what you need to know as you are getting your feet on the ground, living here in North Idaho. If you want to see more content, you can go over to my blog at 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐿etsGoNorthIdaho.com. Also, if you're ready to start looking at houses, you can look at my home search website, which is searchhomesnorthidaho.com. I'm going to put a link to both my blog and the home search website in the description down below. And then last but not least, do not forget to subscribe and turn that bell on for notifications so that you don't miss a video. I do put a new video up every week. Back to charter schools. A charter school is a tuition-free school of choice that is publicly funded but independently run. The idea was conceived over 25 years ago in Minnesota as a means to loosen red tape around public schools and free up educators to innovate. Charter schools have since grown into a national movement that spans 44 states plus the District of Columbia. And nationwide, there are now over 7,000 schools and serving over 3 million students, according to federal figures. In return for this operational freedom, charter schools enter into performance agreements with an authorizer, and if a school fails to live up to its agreement, the authorizer can revoke the charter or choose not to renew it. So what is this charter? The charter is essentially a contract that lays out a school's mission, academic goals, fiscal guidelines, and accountability requirements. On the other side of the charter contract is an authorizer, such as a state agency, a university, or a school district, depending on the state, and that authorizer has the power to shut down charter schools that do not meet the terms of their contracts. Since charter schools are not public schools, they do not draw students from an assigned area, so families choose to send their children to that school. As far as I know, parents are also responsible for transportation to and from the schools. If demand for enrollment in a charter school is greater than the amount of space, the number of seats that they have there, students are usually picked by a random lottery. So if parents aren't paying for them, where is the money coming from? Generally speaking, charters receive state and local money based on the number of students that they enroll, as well as money from the federal government to provide special education services to kids, just like a traditional school district does. So the federal government also gives grants to expand charter schools. Most states do not allocate funds for charter schools for the facilities. Charter schools, like district and private schools, they can also raise money through additional funds through private donations. With their relative autonomy, charter schools are touted as a way to spur school and classroom innovations and to provide parents with more public school choices. With more educational options, schools are forced to compete to attract and retain students, which leads to all schools improving. Innovative school models are another draw for parents and students. Charters frequently take alternative curricular approaches or emphasize particular fields of study such as arts or technology, or set out to serve special populations of students such as special education or at-risk students. Here in the Coeur d'Alene area, I was surprised to learn that most of the local school districts, Post Falls, CDA, Lakeland, etc., had declining enrollment this last school year. So between the ample number of private schools around here, growing charter schools, and the popularity of homeschooling, I'm not that surprised. People who don't like charter schools argue that they are taking resources away from school districts that don't have that much money to start with. However, my personal opinion, I think it creates a competitive environment where districts and teachers, they have to improvise, they have to improve in order to attract and retain high quality teachers and to keep families in the school district. And the performance of students attending charter schools shows that this model is working. Students at charter schools are outperforming public school students in terms of the National Assessment of Educational Progress. On the Idaho Standard Achievement Test, students at charter schools are outperforming public school students in both English language arts and math in both proficiency and growth. In Idaho, in general, not just North Idaho, there are 43 brick and mortar charter schools, probably actually more than that since this data is a couple years old, and over half of the charter schools are in city settings. A quarter of them are in rural settings and another quarter are in towns. All right, so there is my intro to charter schools in general and also in North Idaho. If you want more information or to do your own research, I have put together this handy dandy flyer to go with this video. It provides a list of charter schools in North Idaho and also links to the school websites. There are also some other resources for magnet schools on that flyer. I'd love to hear from you. What is your take on this? Do you love the idea of charter schools? Do you hate it? Would you put your kids in a charter? Have you put your kids in a charter school? How did it go? Let me know in the comments.